Hello, in this yoga session today we are going to be really down on the ground, go through a bit of a gentle practice, and if you have a strap, bring one along because we are going to utilize it today. If you don't have a strap, you can use like a towel or a blanket or something just to help you along, or you don't even need one if you don't want one, but super handy to have. It just helps you get into the poses a little bit deeper. So yeah, it's really great for assistance. So let's begin. We are going to begin seated today, either cross-legged or on your knees, whichever feels best for you. And we are just going to rest our hands on our knees, just either palms faced up or palms face down, whatever you feel you need. If you feel like you need a little more grounding, face down is great. If you want to be more open, then palms faced up. And we're going to just gently close down our eyes and tune into our breath and the body. How does your body feel today? Are there any places within your body that feel a little tight, that feel like they need a little movement? And it's totally fine if there are, just recognize where these areas are. And if you don't feel anything, that's totally fine too. We're just simply taking a look and tuning inwards in this moment. And then when you're ready, opening your eyes and coming back into the space. And we're going to simply start by taking our right ear to our right shoulder. So just dropping that ear to the shoulder. Starting to feel a wee stretch up the side of the left side of the neck there. Now if you'd like to take this a little further today, you might take your right hand and just rest it gently on your left ear. And if you want to go further still, you might take your left hand down towards the mat and flex at the wrist so the fingers are pointing up towards the roof. And breathe in here. Then releasing the left hand, releasing the right hand, and coming back through center. Just taking a moment here to notice the feelings of the different sides of the neck and the head. And then when you're ready, taking that left ear towards the left shoulder. Now if you want to take this further again, you might take your left hand to your right ear, just resting it there. And like before, if you want to go further again, taking the right hand down beside you, flexing at the wrist, so fingers are going up towards the sky. And breathing into that right side body. And releasing the right hand, releasing the left hand, and coming back through center. Pausing again to notice how each side feels. And then we're going to simply take our chin over our right shoulder. Come back through center. Chin over left shoulder. And back through center. Good. One more time each way. And back to center. Then taking your right ear to your right shoulder. Then bringing the chin down towards the chest, left ear, left shoulder, and then looking up towards the sky, taking some gentle circles here. Now I know that neck rolls may not feel good for everyone. For a long time it did not feel good for me to do a full roll. So if you just want to do a half roll, either looking up ear to ear or chin to ear, then that's totally fine too. Just switching your circles and going the opposite way. If you are doing circles. And then coming back through center. Good. Reaching those arms overhead and dropping the right hand to the side, reaching the left arm over, feeling a nice stretch right up the left side of that body here. Now we're going to open the chest towards the sky, looking up towards that left arm. If that doesn't feel good to you to look up though, you can always take your gaze down. You might come down onto that right elbow here. And then coming up through center. Dropping the left arm down, right arm overhead, opening through the chest, looking up towards the arm or down towards the left hand, whatever feels good for you. And again, if you want to come down to that left elbow, option is there. Coming up through center. Rolling over onto our hands and knees. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and we're just going to take a couple of cat-cows. So dropping the belly, opening through the chest, sending the hips up towards the sky, and then exhale, rounding through the back, creating a rainbow with the back. Move with your breath, so inhale, coming through the gates of the arms, and exhale, rounding down and away. Flowing in your own time. And coming back to a neutral spine, and we're going to simply sit our hips onto our heels here. We're going to reach our right arm up, then bending at the elbow, sending that right hand to the middle of the back there. We might take our left hand and help it to move inwards here, and then taking our left hand behind us, and we're going to either clasp our hands behind our backs or take our strap in one hand and then the other and hold it here like this. Just taking the option that feels good to you. You might start with the strap and move your hands a little closer together. Just finding what feels good here. And holding for 3, 2, 1. Release the hands. This time taking your left arm up overhead, turning the palm to the back of the mat, bending at the elbow and dropping that hand to the middle of the back. Taking the right hand, helping that tricep, turn inwards a little bit, then taking the right hand behind you and either meeting your hand here, taking the strap, or if you don't even have either of those, you can just hold on to your top. Find what feels good for you. And breathe in here. For 3, 2, 1. Releasing the hands, coming back through center. Back onto a tabletop position here. We're going to take our right leg and send it back. Exhale, bringing the knee towards the nose and then stepping the right foot between the hands. Good. Low lunge here. Become light on your fingertips, open through the chest and really send the heart forward. Breathe in here. Now plant that left hand down on the mat and we're going to open up to the right side of the mat, lifting that right arm up overhead. Taking the right hand down, back into your low lunge. And then sending the hips to the back of the mat, we're going to begin to straighten through that front leg, lifting the toes for half splits. Inhale, lengthen through the spine and exhale, fold forward. You might keep a little bend in that right knee, especially if you're really tight through here. I always do. That's just what feels best for me. So do what feels best for you. Rolling back through that low lunge. And then walking that right foot out to the right side of the mat and bringing the right hand on the inside of the foot for dragon pose. Walking that right foot back in, right hand over the foot, coming back to the outside of the foot, and then stepping that right knee back to meet the left. Back into our tabletop. Extend the left leg long. Bending the knee and bringing it in towards the nose, and then stepping it between the hands. Low lunge on the left side. So becoming light on your fingertips, open the chest towards the front of the mat. Heart shining forward. Then plant your right hand, open up to the left side of the mat. Now just being careful not to sink down into that right shoulder, really lifting up, out and away. Bringing that left hand back to the mat, light on the fingertips, low lunge. And then beginning to sink those hips back, lifting the toes of the left foot for half splits. So again, your knee might stay a little bent, that's totally okay. We're going to inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold over that left leg. Rolling forward, coming back to that low lunge for a breath. And then walking that left foot out to the left side of the mat, bringing the left hand to the inside of the foot for dragon pose. Walking the left foot in, taking the left hand over the leg again to the outside of the left foot. And then coming back to our tabletop position. Good. From here, we're going to keep our hips over our knees and we're going to begin to walk our hands forward, bringing the chin and the chest towards the mat here. You might take your forehead to the mat for puppy pose. Or if you want to go a little deeper today, bringing your chin down. If at any point in time this gets a little much, you might like to just bend your elbows a little. Just again, finding what feels good for you. And we're getting to lift up, walking the hands back and walking back so you're sitting on your heels. Good. From here we're going to take our hands behind us and just clasp them and open up through the chest. Beautiful. You can move a little side to side with the hands. Just doing what feels good for you here. And then releasing the clasp of the hands and taking the hands to the heels. You might like to tuck your toes under, or you can leave them untucked. And then bringing the forehead to the mat, and we're just going to simply lift our hips up off the heels, bringing the crown of our head to the mat. And then sinking the hips back to the heels and lifting up. Good. Coming down onto your belly. Taking your time to get there. And then bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders and opening through the chest. Placing one hand on top of the other and then lowering the forehead to the hands. Hands are going to come alongside the body, and on our inhale we're going to lift the legs and then release them down. This time we're going to inhale and lift the shoulders and the head off the mat. Exhale, lower down. Now we're going to combine the two. So inhale, lifting the legs, lifting the shoulders, lifting the head. Breathing here. And releasing down. Hands coming under the shoulders and sending the hips back to the heels for child's pose. This child's pose, you can leave your knees and your feet together and just fold over the legs and bringing the arms to rest alongside the body. And then coming back up to sit. Making our way onto our backs. So you might like to move forward a little on your mat, rolling down onto your back. And from here we're going to bring our strap along. So if you don't have a strap, again, you can use a towel, or you can just hold your leg, whatever feels best for you here. Taking the option that's available to you. So if we're going to bring our right knee into our chest and extend our left leg long. And then we're going to take our strap and place it over the sole of our foot and send our foot up towards the sky and straighten through that right leg. Just allowing the hands to come to the base of the strap, so you're not like holding and really pulling tightly. It's kind of relaxed. A relaxed hold on the strap. If you don't have a strap and you've got your towel, you can put that over the foot and hold that, or you can take your hands behind your shin or thigh, whatever feels best for you here. From here, we're just going to allow that right leg to open to the right side. So keeping that strap in your hands, if you have it, as you open the leg. Working to keep that left hip on the mat. And then bringing that foot up towards the sky again. Taking the strap with your left hand and allowing the foot and the leg to drop over to the left side. You might take your arm out, right arm out and look over it, just whatever feels good for you. And then coming back through center. This time we're going to pull the leg a little bit closer towards us. And if it's shaking a little bit, no, that's totally fine. It's happening for me too. And then releasing that right leg and allowing it to lengthen out long. Now notice if you feel a difference between the right and the left leg. You may feel something, you may not. Everybody's different, but just noticing what's coming up for you here. Then bringing that left knee into the chest. Having our handy strap ready. We're going to take the strap and place it over the sole of our left foot, sending the left foot up towards the sky. Again, hands are quite relaxed to start with. Now it's quite common to have one leg that's a little tighter than the other, so if you're feeling a difference between the legs, that's really normal. Now taking the strap in your left hand and allowing the left leg to drop to the left side of the mat. Again, keeping that focus on keeping that right hip on the mat. And bringing that leg up through the center, taking the strap in the right hand, allowing the left arm to lengthen and dropping the left leg over the right. Coming back through center. Pulling that left leg a little closer towards you. Allowing the shoulders to be relaxed here. And then releasing that foot down. Bringing the knees, bending the knees and bringing the feet to the mat. And we're just going to take a bridge pose here. Almost forgot the name of it. So grounding down into the feet, lifting the hips up. And then releasing down. I'll take that one more time, grounding down into the feet, lifting the hips, breathing here. And releasing down. Now taking any final movements you need here, you might bring your knees into your chest, rock a little side to side, or take a happy baby, whatever feels good for you. Before releasing the clasp of the hands, releasing the legs out long, allowing the legs to drop open. Arms come down alongside the body, palms faced up for your Shavasana. Letting go and just being here in this moment. Beginning to lengthen the inhales and the exhales, making some movements through the fingers and the toes, making those movements a little bigger through the wrists and the ankles, and stretching the arms overhead before bending the knees and rolling to the right side. Pausing for a moment to find space for gratitude, and then coming up to sit. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart, hands to the forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to the heart center, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communications. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. Very sorry about the background noise, but you know, I think it's actually not a bad thing to work with noise and distractions, because it helps us to realize when we're being distracted by something and we can bring ourselves back to the present moment. It's all just part of life, right? Anyway, thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, or maybe even something a little different, then hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell if you want notifications of when the videos are uploaded. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. See you next time. Bye.